All right, so you just bought an X100VI and you're thinking, damn, that's a good looking camera. I like that camera, but what accessories should I buy for this camera? How can I take it to the next level and make it look even better and add accessories that are both beautiful and functional? So in this video, we're gonna look at 6 accessories you can use to take your X100 camera to the next level. All right, so I've had the X100V since before all the hype happened with it, and I've had the accessories since, and I've upgraded to the X100VI so I can give you some advice on which accessories you should buy and which accessories you should avoid, because clearly there's some that are better than others. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you the knowledge I've gained about accessories and the X100 system over the years. And the good news is that the accessories that fit on the 100VI can also fit on the original X100, because Fuji thankfully has not changed the body too much. It's still the same 49mm lens mount, still hot shoe, same thumb grip, same everything, including these little buttons here. All right, so I've collected a lot of accessories over the years, and I don't want to mislead anybody here. So this first video is just going to be the first 6 accessories you should buy for your X100 camera. And then accessories like this flash, for example, I'm going to put in a second video. I'm going to do a follow-up video with more advanced accessories for more advanced photographers. So this flash is going to be in that video. And then these accessories here, this is the WCL and TCL wide angle and telephoto converter for the X100V. I'm gonna make separate videos about these 2 accessories because I feel like if this is something you're interested in, then you wanna watch a whole video about these. I'm not gonna just spend 2 minutes talking about it. So those are gonna be in their own separate videos. So with that being said, let's talk about the first accessory you should buy for the X100 camera. All right, so you picked up an X100 camera, and what kind of camera is this? This is like an everyday carry camera. So you're taking it with you on vacation, you're taking it to work, you're taking it to the cottage, you're taking it on weekends, basketball games, wherever you're hanging out, you're taking the camera and you're taking shots. And that's awesome. And it's pocketable if you've got big pockets. If you got skinny jeans, unfortunately, this is not gonna fit in your pockets, but it usually fits in jean pockets, jacket pockets, purses, backpacks. It fits just about everywhere, and that's pretty cool. But the one thing you got to worry about is the LCD screen on the back. Nothing scratches an LCD faster than zippers, and because this is an everyday carry, you're probably going to scratch it up. So the first item on my list is screen protectors. And for my X100V, I use JJC screen protectors, and they're still on the camera and they still work great. And I found this on Amazon. It was 3 for the price of 1, so I picked this up. So first thing I recommend is screen protectors. And if you don't know, here's a quick tutorial on how to set up your screen protector. All right, so let's take a look at what you get in the box. Your screen wipes, screen protectors, stickers. Step 1, clean your screen with the wet wipe, getting rid of all fingerprints, smudges, and dirt. Step 2, use the dry wipe to buff out any streaks or lines on the screen. Step 3, use the sticker to pick up any dust or fluff you see on the screen. Now the screen should be pretty clean at this point, so I just systematically go over the whole screen with the sticker to make sure I've covered everything. Step 4, on the screen protector, you'll notice there'll be a peelable sticker. That's the side that'll stick to your screen. Peel that sticker off with that sticky side facing down so no dust gets on the screen protector. Step 5, carefully line up the screen protector with the edges of your screen and place it down from left to right or right to left, whatever you prefer. Use your fingers to gently press out any air bubbles towards the edges of your screen. And there you go, now you have peace of mind knowing that your screen won't get scratched up. So it's not always going to be a beautiful sunny day out. Sometimes it might be raining and you still might want to go and take some photos. So the X100V and the X100VI aren't fully weather sealed. The buttons and the dials and everything on the camera is weather sealed except for the front element, because the lens protrudes when it focuses. So that area isn't weather sealed. So if you want to fully weather seal the camera, you have to buy an adapter and a lens filter to weather seal the camera yourself, which is kind of silly because Fuji should have done that for you. I don't know why you have to buy extra things. Now, it doesn't matter which type of filter you put on the front of your camera, as long as it's a filter that works and it isn't one of those plastic ones that water can get through, you should be fine. All right, so we're learning something here, and we're learning that camera manufacturers really don't know where to put the mic holes on their cameras. So you can't record audio in the rain here because water gets into the little mic holes on the top of the camera and muck up your sound. Now, I have no idea why camera manufacturers keep putting mic holes on the tops of their cameras. In all my reviews, I keep saying put them at the front so water doesn't get in, and here we go. Anyway, So let's talk about how to make this camera waterproof. You need two accessories. You need a filter adapter and you need a filter. So in order to install the filter adapter, there's a little ring on the front of your camera, which you unscrew. The first time you unscrew it, it's gonna be a little tight, so you have to give it a good pull, but don't squeeze it because it is aluminum, and if you squeeze it onto those filter threads, you're not getting it off. All right, so next thing you need is the adapter. So this is the JJC adapter, and I'm gonna talk about why I recommend it and don't recommend it. So it's a two-parter. First part is the adapter, so it just screws onto the camera like this. And then the filter screws onto the adapter. So now the camera is completely weather sealed, and this JJC adapter works fine. This is great. All right, one thing worth mentioning here is that if you get water on the sensor just to the right of the EVF right here, you'll trick the camera into thinking that your eye's against the EVF and it won't turn on the LCD screen. So if that does happen, just wipe the water off the sensor and your LCD screen should turn on again. The issue is with the lens hood. And the thing is, I've had this camera or this accessory for about 5 years now, and you can see it's loose and it falls off. So I don't know, if you're willing to pay for it just for the filter adapter, it's fine. But if you're looking for lens hood and filter adapter, this is just gonna fall off. You're gonna lose it. I found it on the floor a few times. I don't even put it on the camera anymore. So yeah, there we go. That is how you weather seal your camera. So now let's talk about filters. All right, so let's quickly touch on filters for the camera, because there's different filters for different things. I mean, you can get colored filters, which add like a cool effect if you want like a dune look, or there's a mist filter, which adds kind of glow. Then you have like circular polarizer filters, which, you know, improve contrast, reduce glare. And then you have your typical just like UV filter, which doesn't do anything except get fingerprints on it apparently. So which filter should you buy? It doesn't really matter. There's only one rule to follow. Make sure your filter is waterproof, because there are some cheap filters out there that are plastic. It may be like, you know, a metal housing with a plastic filter. I have this one's glass, but I do have some plastic filters that I bought on Amazon a long time ago. And the thing is, water gets in there around the plastic and into your camera. And of course, the front element isn't waterproof on the X100 series camera, so make sure you don't buy cheapy filters. If you want a good quality UV filter, the best one on the market, in my opinion, is this. It's the B+W filter, and it is absolutely awesome. Like here, for example, you can hear the difference. It's got an actual brass housing with really good glass and really good coating. So here's both sides of the coin, right? If you're the type of person who likes to shoot the X100V and shoot like film retro kind of look, then it doesn't really matter if you use a good filter or not, because you want that character. You want that soft edges or fuzzy edges and a little bit of halation or glow or whatever. I mean, it doesn't have to be a perfect filter, but if you're the type of person who wants clean, sharp images, B+W is the way to go. I'm gonna put affiliate links down below in the description. Everything's gonna be on Amazon, so if you wanna pick something up, go for it. This is a warning for everybody who owns an X100V camera. In order to mount the lens adapter or filter adapter on the front of the camera, you have to take off this little ring here on the front. And what you'll notice is around the filter, there are some threads, and those threads just happen to be 49 millimeters. Now, if you take your filter and try and mount it, it doesn't work because the threads are in the same direction. But if you take your filter and reverse it, it does screw on. And you can put your 49 millimeter filter onto the camera like that. But here's the thing, because I know there's people out there who are gonna be smart. They're gonna be like, yo, you know what? You don't have to buy a lens adapter or a filter adapter. You can just mount your filters upside down, backwards, and it's fine. Don't do it, trust me, don't do it. Here's the thing, if you're in a pinch, and it's a rainstorm and you have a backpack, it's not weather sealed, and you have your camera in there, you can reverse your filter and just stick it on there, but keep your camera off and it'll be weather sealed. You don't have to worry about water getting in. But do not turn your camera on, because as we learned earlier, the front element of the camera, the lens, protrudes when it's focusing. So if you have the front glass filter on there and you're forcing that little lens into the glass, you could damage your servos, you could damage your lens, you could damage your camera could have an untimely death. So you're welcome. One thing you'll notice about the X100 cameras is that they're very slim. There isn't much of a thumb grip, and there isn't even much of a front grip either. They're just a very slim, nice, compact, sleek designed camera. And you know what? It's very easy for it to slip out of your hands. Like, if you're holding it and shooting, everything's fine, but if your hands get a little sweaty, or if there's some rain or whatever, you're not paying attention for 1 second, it'll just slip out of your hand really easily. So I strongly recommend getting a thumb grip. All right, so let's talk about installing the thumb grip. Pretty easy. You just pull off the hot shoe cover that comes with the camera and you take your thumb grip and you slide it on. It fits in the hot shoe, so you can't use a flash or anything while you have a thumb grip. It'd be nice to have a thumb grip with a pass-through hot shoe. That would be pretty cool. But in any case, it gives you a place for your thumb to rest. Makes it a little more secure, so you can hold your camera with a little more confidence, and that's pretty awesome. I like that. And the nice thing about this small rig thumb grip is that it seamlessly fits into the design of the X100. You can see here the curve and the bend of the camera fits in with the thumb grip, so it looks like it's actually meant for the camera, which is pretty cool. And like, if you're like me and you get annoyed with these logos, like I hate this small rig logo, just take a little gasoline and wipe off the text or turpentine or whatever, and then just make it pure silver. And you can do that to the stuff here at the top too, and just make it look nice and sleek and clean so it fits in with the design of the rest of the camera. And that's pretty cool. And there's one more bonus about this small rig hot shoe. It actually comes with one of these little shutter release buttons. So you get like a 2-in-1 combo if you want a red shutter release button. All right, and that brings us to this useless accessory, which looks real cool. Like, I mean, shutter release buttons. I have a love-hate relationship with these things. I love them because they look awesome. They make your camera look cool. It's a great way to personalize your gear. It fits on old vintage cameras. It even fits on old vintage Leica cameras. So, you know, my Leica camera now has 2 red dots. But I mean, I hate these things because they're always falling out and getting lost. And if you want to buy one, go for it. Your camera will look cool, but I guarantee you're gonna lose it. They just get loose and they fall off and they're lost. So, I mean, if you want to invest in it, go for it. If you don't, then, you know, no big deal either. It's not gonna improve the quality of your photos. But I will give you a little tip here. If you want to find these things real cheap, check them out on Temu. They're only a couple bucks on Temu, whereas they're a lot more expensive on Amazon. So, yeah, take it with a grain of salt. This accessory is whatever you want it to be. Now, another product I strongly recommend is a wrist strap, because you never know, you could be walking along, you lose your balance, you slip, but you don't want to drop your camera. So just get a wrist strap, or if anything, get your neck strap and wrap it around your wrist when you're walking around, so you don't lose the camera. And that's great because this is an expensive camera. You don't want to drop it and break it. So here's the thing. This is Peak Design wrist strap. I don't necessarily recommend this one. I find Peak Design products a little overpriced, but they do look nice and they do match the camera, the silver and the black. It looks kind of good. So if you want to splurge and, you know, buy a Peak Design strap, I'll put the links down below, but any strap will do as long as it secures nice and tight to the camera. It's recommended. So yeah, get a wrist strap or a neck strap for your camera. Don't go shooting without it because, you know, as you know, this camera is pretty smooth and sleek and easily slips out of your hands. All right, we made it to the end. Number 7, memory cards. Let's talk memory cards. If you're shooting with the X100V or lower, you can put any SD card in that camera and it's gonna work just fine. I wouldn't worry about it. But if you're shooting with the X100VI, we're talking about a 40 megapixel high resolution sensor, also capable of shooting some pretty good video. So you're gonna need a pretty good memory card in this camera. I put a generic whatever memory card in this camera when I first bought it. And I was like, what's going on? It's taking so long for the camera to write to the card. And it was the card that's the bottleneck. So I would strongly recommend picking up something like this. This is a pro grade. You can get a SanDisk or whatever, but make sure it's UHS 2 and V60. That's gonna give you a nice fast card. All right, so here's a pro tip for you. If you're shooting photos, I wouldn't even worry about a massive memory card. It's not really absolutely necessary. Any memory card will do. You're not gonna go out for a photo walk and shoot 3,000 pictures in one sitting. It's not gonna happen. But if you are shooting video and photo, I strongly recommend like a 256 or 512 gig card, simply because if you're shooting 4K video or 6K video with this thing, you're gonna fill up that card pretty fast. I know for me, like doing YouTube content, I don't want to be out there in the field shooting content and it's like, oh, your memory card's full. You know, like you don't want to make that rookie mistake. So depending on what you shoot, you know, sometimes you need a bigger memory card, sometimes you don't. I'm rambling. So yeah, let's close out the video. All right, so if you enjoyed this content, definitely subscribe to the channel. I got a part 2 of this video coming up with more advanced accessories for the X100VI, things that are more production orientated. So if you're a more advanced photographer and you want to learn about that, definitely subscribe to the channel. And also, if you have any comments about anything you saw in this video, leave them down below. I'm working hard to grow this channel, so any kind of comments you want to leave me, any kind of feedback is always greatly appreciated. And with that being said, this video is over. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here right to the end. Really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video.